everyone, and welcome to Moffat Books Presents Edge, a virtual book club. Edge of your dream. Every day, give everything. Escape, read, truth with Moffat Books. So before we continue, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and share so we can get this word out to everyone. This week, we are focusing on our village and knowing who to call on, who to count on, and pretty much understanding the importance of having a village. So, in the interactive guide, you all completed a diagram with a bunch of houses. Your house was the big house in the middle, and you had to assign houses to people that are in your village. Not only that, but you also needed to list why those people deserve to have a house in your village. Now, this was very tough because I had to really start erasing people that I thought were part of my village. Maybe they can be in the city that's next door, but they can't be in my cul-de-sac, right? Now, it is very possible that you have members that you include that aren't necessarily your intermediate family or members of your family, period. It could be friends, boyfriends, spouses, it could be anything. But for the sake of this, I'm going to use my family. And I'm just excited to introduce them to you all. So, why not? All right. So, first, I want to introduce you guys to my big brother. My big brother, Lamar, he is my backup. Okay. If you mess with me, you hurt my feelings, you do anything to me that is not okay, Big Brother is on it. I go to him when I feel that I have been wronged in any way and I need to just know, am I right? What do I need to do? And my big brother is like, where they at? Who did it? Let's go get them. I go to him when I need someone just to have my back, just to know that he is in the corner saying, I got you, sis. If you need me, tag me in. I'm with you. That's my big brother. Then I have my little sister. Now, my little sister sometimes gets confused. She thinks she's older than me sometimes, and I have to remind her that I'm the oldest. I often refer to her as my sister, daddy, boyfriend. She's all of that, sister, daddy, boyfriend. And this is because she takes care of me. If I ever need anything, she makes sure that I am taken care of. If I am going on a trip, if I'm moving somewhere, starting a new job, she's always looking out and making sure that I have everything I need to be successful for where I'm going. She believes in all of my dreams and she's so invested in me becoming fill in the blank. She's invested in me becoming whatever it is that I want to become. And she believes in me and she wants to make sure that I have all the resources I need to be whoever it is, whatever it is that I want to be. Now, I wanted to share with you the specific things that each of them are responsible for in my village. Knowing what their strengths are is so important because there was a time when I didn't. And that is when the relationships between certain members in my family were strained at certain times of my life. For example, if I wanted logical advice and I'm trying to choose between should I go to this job or should I go to this job? Should I live in this city or should I live in this city? If I went to my mom with those types of questions or those types of needs, I found that my mom would seem like she didn't care or that she wasn't invested in where I was going. That wasn't the case. I can't go to my mom for advice that requires just logical thinking because that's not the type of advice that she gives me. Then there's my dad. There are days where when I was a teenager and I just needed to just crawl in someone's lap and cry. And I would go to my dad and say, these people they're treating me this way at work, or they're treating me like this at school. And I don't know. And my dad would say, well, if you don't like it, then fix X, Y, and Z. And I took that like, why don't you care that I'm sad? Why aren't you the dad that says, it's okay, baby girl? I cannot go to my dad all the time for empathy because I know that is not the type of advice that my dad is equipped to give. Then there's my big brother. He has my back no matter what. The problem is if I go to him before I have come to the reality of the totality of what happened to me, and maybe come to the conclusion that maybe I caused the heartache that came upon me, or maybe I opened a door that I shouldn't have opened. If I go to him before I have the whole story, Big Brother's riding with me, and I never get to the bottom of what I did wrong. Now, if I get to the bottom of what I did wrong and I have the entire story, and then I go to Big Brother and he's still riding with me, I can rest in the fact that I know that he understands the entire story first, instead of just going to him and taking advantage of the fact that he's going to always have my back, even when I'm wrong. Then there's little sis. She always makes sure that I am good. And what can happen with that is that I can find myself always relying on the fact that she's going to be there. That sets me up to mismanage funds, mismanage resources, mismanage just my feelings, mismanage anything because I know that she's going to take care of me. So I go to little sis when I know that I have already exhausted everything else. I have already tried it on my own. I have already gone through the process of making sure that I have done everything that there is to do. Or I'm going to her just to tell her what's going on in my life, not with my hand out all the time, because I don't want to take advantage of the fact that she's going to always be there. That's how relationships get strained. And there were times where I had to figure out what their roles were. And this is an everyday thing, guys. As I grow, they grow. And sometimes you grow and they don't. But guess what? You're still responsible for who's in your village. You are responsible to know who to go to, because when you don't, you end up putting unrealistic expectations on people, and it's not their fault. When we put unrealistic expectations on people that are in our village, we are the ones that lose out. Just because she's your mom, just because he's your best friend, just because she's the best cousin you've ever had, does not mean that they are equipped to handle every single problem that you have. So once you first identify the people who are in your village, then you identify what pieces of you can trust each of them with, what burdens they are equipped to help you carry. Then you have to make the commitment to go to them when it is time. It is completely irresponsible for you to carry burdens by yourself that was meant for others to help you bear. We have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. He said, let us. It's been a relationship and a communal thing since the beginning of time. Do not continue to go through life carrying burdens when there are people in your village that are equipped to help you carry them. I hope that this has been helpful for you all. I took today to be just a little bit vulnerable with you because I really do feel that sometimes it's necessary for you as the reader, as the consumer, to kind of get insight into where these exercises come from, and that everything that I write is with love and just things that I have done myself. I don't want you to think you're doing this by yourself. We are doing this together. Thank you so much for joining me. It is time to bid farewell. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this journal entry or even about this video or anything that you got out of it. I am always looking forward to getting your feedback. Until next time, remember, every day, give everything. Later. Escape, read truth with my